Now we will discuss the non-natural method or the artificial method of embalming. Conventional method of embalming. The modern embalming technique is the accumulation of many decades, even centuries of research, trial, error, and invention. The actual embalming process usually involves four parts. First is arterial embalming. Arterial embalming involves the injection of embalming chemicals into the blood vessels, usually through the right common carotid artery. So, the arterial embalming involves the injection of embalming chemicals into the blood vessels through the right common carotid artery. Then, blood is drained from the right jugular vein. The solution is injected by means of embalming machine. So the embalming solution is injected by means of embalming machine, and the embalmer massages the cadaver to ensure a proper distribution of embalming fluid. So the embalmer massages the cadaver to ensure a proper distribution of embalming fluid. In case of poor circulation, other injection points are used. So in case of poor circulation, other injection points are used. So the second part is the cavity embalming. The cavity embalming, it is the suction of the internal fluids of the cadaver and injecting embalming chemicals into body cavities by using an aspirator and trocar. In cavity embalming, it is the suction of the internal fluids of the cadaver and injecting embalming chemicals into body cavities by using an aspirator and trocar. And the third part of embalming is hypodermic embalming, in which the injecting embalming solution under skin as required. So in hypodermic embalming, it is the injecting embalming solution under skin as required. The final part of embalming is the surface embalming. The surface embalming supplements the other methods, especially for visible injured body parts. So, the surface embalming supplements the other methods, especially for visible injured body parts. Different embalming chemicals. Different types of chemicals are used as components of embalming fluid. It includes preservatives, germicides, modifying agents, buffers, etc. So, we will discuss here some of the components of embalming fluid. So, here the first one is preservatives. What does a preservative do? This arrests decomposition by altering enzymes and lysins of the body. So what does a preservative do? It arrests the decomposition by altering enzymes and lysins of the body. These are a mixture of formaldehyde, glutaraldehyde, and phenol. So preservative is a mixture of formaldehyde, glutaraldehyde, and phenol. So here formalin refers to specifically 37% of aqueous formaldehyde. Second one is germicide, also called disinfectants. What are germicides? They are chemicals used to kill microorganisms. Example, quaternary ammonium compounds. So germicides are chemicals used to kill microorganisms. Example, quaternary ammonium compounds. Third one is modifying agents. Modifying agents, these include buffers, humectants, and inorganic salts. These agents influence the chemical reactions produced by preservative solution and function in embalming fluid to control the action of main preservative agents. So, what is the function of a modifying agent? These agents influence the chemical reactions produced by the preservative solution and function in embalming fluid to control the action of main preservative agent. We have already learned the function of a modifying agent, which includes buffers, humectants, and inorganic salts. These buffers, humectants, and inorganic salts also have their separate function. So, what does a buffer do? A buffer maintains pH, that is acid-base balance. An example of buffer is borax sodium phosphate. Next is inorganic salts. What they do? They play an important role in determining osmotic quality of embalming solution. So the inorganic salts, they play important role in determining osmotic quality of embalming solution. Next is humectants. They are used to hydrate tissues. So humectants, they are used to hydrate tissues. Example, glycerol, sorbitol, lanolin, etc. Anticoagulants. What they do? They retard the natural postmortem tendency of blood to become more viscous. Examples for anticoagulants are sodium citrate, sodium oxalate. So, anticoagulants, they retard the natural postmortem tendency of blood to become more viscous. Examples for anticoagulants are sodium citrate and sodium oxalate. Next is surfactants. These are chemicals reduce molecular cohesion of a liquid. These are chemicals which reduce molecular cohesion of a liquid, so it may flow through smaller apertures. Example, sulfonates, alkyl sulfonates or alkyl aryl sulfonates. Next is perfuming agent or masking agents. What are they? They reduce harshness or raw odor of the solution. Example, benzaldehyde, oil of cloves, etc. So, what are perfuming agents? They reduce harshness or raw odor of the solution. Example, benzaldehyde, oil of cloves, etc. Next are vehicles. What are vehicles? Liquids that serve as solvent for numerous ingredients that are incorporated into embalming fluids. Example, water, alcohol. So, vehicles, liquids that serve as solvent for numerous ingredients that are incorporated into embalming fluid. Example, water, alcohol. So,